Thank you for coming to ConnectALL demo presentation webinar. We have these on a regular basis, and we talk about a number of different pieces and parts of the ConnectALL integration application. Today, we're going to talk about value stream integration, ZenDesk, JIRA, and beyond. My name is Doug Bass. I'm a solutions architect for the ConnectALL product. I have a presentation. We'll show you a demo, and then at the end, we will take questions. ZenDesk is widely used by SMBs for help desk, live chat, and user documentation. Similarly, Atlassian JIRA is a tool of choice for many small application development teams. Sure, a marketplace add-on is available for ZenDesk to quickly synchronize tickets, but how do you expand beyond that? In this demo, we'll showcase how ConnectALL's value stream integration platform can help you expand beyond a point-to-point integration as your business needs grow from a startup to a full-fledged enterprise. ConnectALL's patent-pending universal adapter can also be used to extend this toolchain even further. We'll look at that a little bit during the demo. A little background about ConnectALL. We can integrate over 35 different applications in the range of JIRA and ZenDesk and ALM. So a wide variety of applications that we can integrate. And beyond those, we can also integrate other applications using what we call our universal adapter that we'll talk about a little bit. With each of these adapters, we support real-time bi-directional synchronization, a built-in relational traceability, filtering, and a really easy-to-use user interface. In addition to the universal adapter, some of our innovations are our value stream visualizer and also our ConnectALL analytics that we use for metrics reporting. So the platform itself is a single scalable platform excuse me, that enables a consistent, repeatable process for your integration, for your process optimizations, value stream management, and monitoring of your tool sets. It includes facilitating distributed collaboration between all of your development and user teams, and it drives transparency, efficiency, and optimization through real-time metrics and monitoring. Today, we're going to look at a particular use case where we're using ZenDesk, that a user agent would typically log tickets in ZenDesk, maybe problem or incidents, review those tickets, triage them, and then, if necessary, they would then send them over to JIRA, where your engineering team resides. They would process the ticket, work on the ticket, maybe making code changes and deployments. And they might, in the process of reviewing the ticket, they might realize this particular issue has a severe impact on their end users or their customers. So in that case, they could escalate that ticket to highest priority, and then it would automatically synchronize over to Salesforce, where your sales team would be notified of an urgent ticket, and your Salesforce could then reach out to their customers and notify them that a fix is coming soon. So bidirectional synchronization allows you to do a couple of things. You can integrate just basic information about the ticket, maybe a description, a title, attachments, comments, any of the fields that you have created in your systems. You'll notice I created a custom field for a customer name, and we can synchronize that. Statuses, priorities, so lots of information can be sent all the time or conditionally between your applications. So let's look at what ConnectALL looks like from the user interface perspective. When you download and install ConnectALL and then you log into it, you can see the dashboard right away. And on the dashboard, you can see the integrations that you've created. As you can see, I've created an integration between ZenDesk that syncs data over to JIRA, and then the JIRA data can sync over to Salesforce on a priority condition that we'll look at. You can see in real time what issues are being synchronized, and some other information you can see. What of these endpoints that we've configured to integrate between the two systems. You can schedule these integrations to run at whatever time you want. I've got every minute. If maybe you set it up to run nightly or on the weekend, but you want it to run right now, and just click on the sync now, and it will run that integration right now. And it also has a nice facility where you can see all of the records that have successfully synchronized or those that have failed. And the failures are kind of nice because then you can look at the error log very easily for that and determine what the problem is. This was probably when I was first creating my application link and I forgot to map something. So that makes it really nice to be able to see what's going on. So this is what a mapping looks like. To create a new mapping or an integration, you would select the URLs of the two applications you want to synchronize, the user that you want to use to synchronize them, and then choose the entity types. Like in JIRA, you would select what project and what issue type you want to synchronize. And notice we grab all of this data at real time. So we'll go out to JIRA and we'll figure out what projects, what issue types there are. In the same way for ZenDesk too, we'll find out what issue types there are that can be synchronized between the two systems. So it's all point and click, makes it really easy. And then your last step is to define what fields you want to synchronize. Pick and choose a field that you want to synchronize on both sides. And here's where you choose what direction you want the data to go, bidirectional in one direction or another. And then once you map your fields, you'll see the fields listed here, what direction they're going. We have something called conflict management. Conflict management is what happens when a field and a record, the same field, the same record on both sides, change at the same time. How do we handle that? We have several approaches to handling that. The most common one is master slave, where we choose one system or the other to be the master. You can totally turn this off if you're doing integration in one direction. You don't really need this, of course, and some other approaches also that you can use. We also support value mapping. So for example, in the case of priorities, on one side we have high, low, medium. On the other side, we have other values like urgent or here highest. So we have a way that we can map those values back and forth. And we have some other advanced mappings like what to do if the value is null, for example, or default values if it has no value on our initial creation. So once you create your mappings and you save it, then it automatically starts synchronizing the data between the two systems. And that's when you can see on the dashboard what's going on. So just as an example, here I am over in ZenDesk. Let's say I'm the ticket agent and I'm processing new tickets, and I don't know, cannot purchase an airline ticket. I guess that's a pretty common problem these days. The login doesn't work. And we can come over here and we can assign these to different persons. This is all ZenDesk functionality. Of course, we want to say what it is. If you remember, we set our integration to just synchronize problems, but not incidents or tasks. For our business process, that might be the way we want to do it. And who was that customer that reported? It's probably maybe an Apple customer that reported this particular problem. So let's submit this as a new ticket. And then that will synchronize. And while it's being synchronized, we can talk about some other things. From an integration point of view, how does this work? This works by polling the application, looking for changes as they're synchronized. And once I see changes, I can synchronize just the fields that we want to send over to the other application. Another thing that we can do is maybe we don't want to wait for that synchronize to occur, so we can just synchronize it clicking on that Sync Now button, and then it'll synchronize across to the other application. Once it does, then the record will be created over on the next endpoint, which in this case is JIRA. And one thing that I mentioned was that we have a special case where if it's a highest priority ticket, like this is, then it would be synchronized over to Salesforce. So let me show you how you would configure something like that. We would come back into our application link definition, and we have something called flow filter. Notice it's not set here, which means that all tickets are going to be synchronized over to the other system. But if we look at the other integration that's for JIRA and Salesforce, we'll see that that has a flow filter defined. So here in this synchronization here, we have a filters setting priority to highest. So that's how we decide what tickets we would flow from JIRA over into Salesforce. So then last of all, when the data is synchronized over into Salesforce, we can look at, like in this case, we can see all of our tickets associated with the Apple customer, and we can see those cases for that customer. And here's one I created earlier, and this was a ticket that was synchronized directly over to Salesforce from JIRA, and this would happen in the case of, again, a highest priority. We need to notify our customers. And again, we can synchronize all of this data bidirectionally. So maybe there's attachments or comments that we want to synchronize between each of these systems, and that's also possible. This is my demo for the day. I hope that was interesting and explained how we could use these products to synchronize the information and keep our process teams in sync. Another thing I wanted to talk about was a universal adapter. Out of the box, ConnectALL supports ZenDesk and JIRA and Salesforce and a lot of other applications, but maybe you have another application that's not supported by us out of the box, or maybe you have developed a custom in-house application. We can integrate that application with our data hub and be able to synchronize and move around data using our universal adapter. That's my demo for the day. And next I would ask, are there any questions? So I guess there's no questions today. Thank you for attending the webinar. If you have any information, reach out to our sales organization. It's sales@connectall.com, and stay tuned for our next webinar.